A Kenyan player could soon turn out for Manchester City in the English Premier League after being signed into the team's academy earlier this month. The name Aymen Onyango might not ring a bell to many, but they do know his father, former Kenya rugby international Lucas Onyango. Now, Aymen is not allowed to give interviews because of his age, but our sports editor Onyango Kenyan caught up with the youngster and his father in London. Here's Aymen Onyango's story, as told by his father, Lucas Onyango.
Match day at the Wembley Stadium.
We're from Manchester City!
Manchester City are playing Sheffield United in the FA Cup semi-finals. It is a match with a lot of interest for Kenyans who are mad about English football. But our focus here today is more than just the semi-final match. We are after the story of Aymen Onyango, who in years to come might just play for Manchester City in this very stadium. Aymen is a son of Lucas Onyango, a Kenyan rugby legend who lit up the rugby world both in Kenya and in England, where he played until his retirement. Lucas thought his son would follow his path in rugby, but the boy was put on a different journey.
The journey with Aymen started with his mom, to be honest, because I always wanted him to play rugby as usual, and him and his brother always played rugby since they were babies. So one day Zina came to me and said to me, why don't you let Aymen play rugby? Football. I said, okay, but as long as he's at training on Monday and the other one is going on Sunday. So that's how we started, because he was always kicking a ball since he was young.
Lucas then took up the role of taking Aymen for training, and he fell in love with the game. He had been a Chelsea fan by virtue of living in London until he switched allegiance to Manchester City.
So I've always looked out for Chelsea, and then when Drogba signed for Chelsea, me and my sister used to call Drogba Kinyi because of his curly kit. So we always loved Chelsea.
City!
So, yeah.
Yes, get in! Come on, Boosh! Yes! Yes! Manchester! Yeah! Manchester! Manchester!
Yeah.
That's what you get, yeah?
Yeah, that's what you get with Manchester, man. They love their team, man.
This is how popular he is. The interview interrupted several times by City fans.
You everywhere.
Lucas says Aymen's strength is in working hard and never being scared of trying out something new.
I've seen him come from rugby to football, when he was 5 years. This journey started 3 years ago,
Aymen has a chance of a lifetime to play for one of the best clubs in the world who are now chasing a treble, the English Premier League, the FA Cup and the UEFA Champions League. His motivation comes from his idol, who is a core member of the Manchester City squad.
His favorite player, to be honest, is Foden, because he's a local boy. He used to live right next to where my warehouse is at, so he loves Foden, because he sees himself going through that, you know what I mean?
Living in Manchester, Liverpool is not far away and there were many choices in terms of teams. But City was a natural choice.
We were at Liverpool, we were at United. I'm not saying every academy has their positives and negatives, but I always believe with sport, it's a matter of where the child is comfortable, you know what I mean? It's all about being comfortable, and Aymen was comfortable at City, and that's how we let it be.
Here comes a goal-scoring machine with a rocket of a right foot. Aymen Onyango!
The family doesn't regret the choice, having witnessed the colourful unveiling and signing ceremony at the Etihad Stadium in Manchester. The academy players get the same training as the senior team at the same training ground with the same facilities.
They have a good setup over there, and the kids are well taken care of. That's the most important thing. Like today, you see, they come to Wembley, they're watching the game, they're seeing some players who are in the academy playing for the first team. That's what it's all about, man.
Aymen signing for Manchester City was big news in Kenya. The family had kept the news under wraps until his unveiling.
I knew that that was going to happen, and that's why I kept it very quiet all these years, because I knew that, he's too young for this, and he could play for Harambee Stars if they get their stuff in order. With the Sevens, Jacobo could play for Kenya. It's all about choices. I just hope that the federations at home could get their houses in order, because there's a lot of talented kids here with the ties with back home.
That is the news that Kenyans really wanted to hear. But does Aymen and his brother know about Kenya, and would they want to play for Kenya in future?
Alima German nimeshapeleka Islanda, wametembea mtaa, wamekula sembe, wameenda ocha, wamekaa chini, wamekimbiza kuku kachinjiwa. So, you know, these are sons of the soil.
At the end of the match, the queues at the train stations for the ride back to Manchester are long, with fans happy that their team once again won convincingly. Well, Manchester City qualifying for the finals of the FA Cup is another chance for Aymen and the Academy boys to come and witness another great game by the senior team. Mike Okinyi for Citizen TV at the Wembley Stadium in London, United Kingdom.